guys, this is Ellie, and tonight I wanted to chat about emotional intelligence. As a product manager, you get to speak to a lot of people and build relationships with customers, stakeholders, and just, people. And it's not so easy, and you gotta understand the pain points of your customer. And in order for you to do that, you should be able to come in with no biases from the get-go. It is very important to build that relationship where you are building the confidence of the customer that you are able to accomplish it. At the same time, you're also building relationships with your team and each team member, where you're also building that confidence. At the same time, in order for you to build that relationship, that is trusting relationship, you have to also be vulnerable in ways. You have to be relatable. You can't be just a suit, because sooner or later you will need to rely on your guys' relationships. And you know that phrase of it's just business, that nothing personal, is just business. In my own opinion, it is complete baloney, especially these days. I will explain. Because if you don't have any emotional connection with the person, there will be times when you guys fail or you personally fail. And if you don't have the backup of your team, you're kind of screwed. If you're doing your job on your own, you are not a good product manager, because you have to each rely on each other. Now, how do you build trust between people? I myself learned that in order for you to build trust, even if you don't have the trust, you have to be able to trust this other person, make some steps, and they will give you more trust back, because they can see that you trust them, even in the kind of shaky situations or uncertainties. And it's super important, because when you give up some of the control, because as a product manager, you will be a little bit of a control freak, you need to give it up a little, because it will be very helpful for your team member to see that although it's super important, you believe in them. Although there is risk, you will give them that chance. And once they prove you that they are good, they will also trust you. So to sum it up, it is important to be vulnerable with specific people depending on your relationship. For example, if you're a product manager and you're building a good relationship with your architect, which is super, super important, with the main person of the team. If you're in a good relationship with a product architect, you're good, because as long as you have each other's backs, it's kind of a marriage. Let me give you an example. Your company is a big country. Your departments are different states, and your team is your family. Yes, that's right. You have to protect it as your family. You have to teach yourselves how to behave. You are a product manager, a mother or father, and your product architect is also another parent in the house. The team members are your children. Not always that means that you are schooling them. Sometimes there's a lot of feedback coming from them, which is good, because you're respecting your older teenage kids or even grown-up kids. And so that's just the way it would be super helpful to kind of put in perspective. And so when you're building this family unit, you gotta make sure that that's solid. You don't want to have arguments, big arguments within family, but as we know, each family might have some, but it's doable, it's livable, right? The most important relationship within the team is between you and the architect. You need to see eye to eye, then the children. In fact, that's a relationship suggestion from the get-go. You can't just focus on your kids and not pay attention to your partner. Maybe it's another video. Moving on. Just like with relationships and family, your stakeholders, your leaderships, they're kind of like your parents. You want to get their feedback, you want to consult with them. You definitely are responsible for your family, so you have to kind of report to them how you guys are doing. And you are supposed to ask for advice. It's okay to ask for advice. In fact, the best parents are the ones that are open enough to make you feel comfortable to speak to them on those subjects. And if they are not like that, maybe that's a minus on your leadership part. So to summarize, it's all about relationships. And you, as a product manager, are responsible to build the best ones. This was Ali. Talk to you next time.